Hello everybody, my name is Trevor Ursulescu and I'm the owner of Monster Hobbies in High River, Alberta, Canada. Welcome to our Patreon page, and as a patron you will get very special benefits on this special channel. You'll be able to see some amazing new slot car track build videos in which I'll get more in depth, giving you tips, a history, and showing you how to build the track build, as well as in the description down below you will get a parts list that you won't find on any of my other videos in order to help you to build this Carrera track. Now you may want to get the track off us at the hobby shop, or you may want to look for it on eBay or at your local Carrera dealer in your area, but at any rate you will have an exclusive track plan right here on our Monster Hobbies Patreon page. So, without further ado, let's go and get into a bit of the history of Donnybrooke, or the Brainerd International Raceway as it is now known. Opened in 1968 as Donnybrooke Speedway, there were no safety barriers, run-out areas, grandstands, or even restrooms. George Montgomery and Bud Stahl cleared the racetrack through a wooded area on the south side of North Long Lake. With the help of St. Paul's sports promoter Dennis Scanlon, it hosted a two-heat USAC IndyCar race in 1969. The heats were won by Gordon Johncock and Dan Gurney. In 1973, Jerry Hansen bought the track and renamed it Brainerd International Raceway. It played host to Can-Am races in 1970, 1971, and 1972. These races were won by, respectively, Denny Hulme, Peter Revson, and Francois Severt. In the summer of 2006, Jed and Christy Copham of Forest Lake, Minnesota, became the new owners of Brainerd International Raceway. Brainerd International Raceway was damaged during a severe thunderstorm that rocked most of the state of Minnesota on July 12, 2015. That leads us right into the track build. And now, so that you can get a sense of our table arrangement, I have four 4x8 tables arranged in a large rectangle here, going end to end, side to side. And I have this little desk table here for these track to sit on. This table here is a 2x4, and the other table over here on this end is also a 2x4. These tables are all interchangeable, so if you're looking at my other track builds later on, you can see that I actually take these tables apart. They are all hooked together underneath by C-clamps, and we can always arrange them in different patterns for different tracks. Now, in order to get some bearing as to where we are when we start building this track, we come into this far corner over here where we have a 90-degree curve using 3 2-30s on the inside and 3 3-30s on the outside. And that is a reference point so that you can line up your track pieces as you build this track into the proper shape. Now, I'm coming over to this end of the table for a minute here because once you build that 90-degree curve, you really need to know that we're going in this direction, and you need to know where to start. So here we have 2 single straights, followed by a single straight here, a crossing, and another single straight. Single straights are sold separately through Carrera, and the crossing is sold in expansion set number 3. Then we have 4 straight tracks right here following that, as well as this is that lane track from your starter set, so that of course you have the position gate here with those 2 lines. So if you're racing 6 cars, you actually don't have anybody rear-ending each other at the start-finish gate, and you know how to position your cars. So I've got that track, and I've got another single, or a double straight here, I guess they're called, straight section. And here we have our Carrera start-finish gate, which will come in your digital set. And you'll need to buy a starter set to begin with in order to build this whole layout. So there's your start-finish gate. This is an expansion start-finish track from Carrera, and of course it's got the plugins, 2 sets of plugins here, which we have our control tower hooked up to right there, as well as our first bank of wireless controllers, which would come with your starter set. And then I bought 2 more of these, and when you buy wireless controllers, make sure you get the double ones, so you've got your 6 drivers. These are all wireless, so I can position people into the corners as you see on our driving videos. And they all have a wireless controller, so if a car falls off, they can catch it. The reason why I use the wireless controllers is so that we're not all looped up with wires. Otherwise, we would all be standing here at the start-finish gate, and if a car fell off, someone would have to put the controller down and run around to get it, or we would have to have more players in order for them to catch cars. Now, getting back to the track build, I bought 2 of these, and that will give us one of these power tracks, as well as when you buy the tower, you get one, and they will allow you to plug in 2 banks of these, or 1 bank and your control tower. Now, from the start-finish gate, we also have another single straight here, and then 4 straights. I guess I shouldn't call them singles. 2 left-hand switches, then our aforementioned 90-degree curve using the 3 2-30s and 3 3-30s. Then here I have 2 chicanes, which are from expansion set number 3, and 2 crossings from expansion set number 3. So you need 2 expansion set number 3s when you build this, or actually, yeah. Okay, and then we have a 120-degree or 60-degree curve using 2 2-30s and 2 3-30s on the outside, and that is going off the table in that direction. Then we have a right-hand full switch here, a single straight, and then a right-hand inner or outer to inner switch. And then here we're going 150 degrees, so we've got a 1-60 curve that comes with a switch, a 1-60 here, and a 1-30 there, and then 5 2-30s on the outside to make that 150-degree curve, and then 2 straights, and then 2 1-60s there to make 120 degrees. And on the perimeter of that are 4 2-30s, and those are going off the table parallel to the track on the other side. Then I've got 2 straights there. Then going off the table this way is a 2-30 and a 1-30. Then here I have our double switch, followed by a right-hand switch. And then still going off the table this way is another 1-30 and a 2-30 behind it. Then right here I've got 4 1/4 sections. Then we're going back into the table to come parallel to its edge using a 1-60 and 2 2-30s, and then 2 straights. Then we're going into the table or off the table this way, with a 60-degree curve here with a 1-60 and two 2-30s on its perimeter edge. Then we have 8 straights going out that way into this corner here, which is 120 degrees. So we have two 1-60s and 4 2-30s, which would connect back to the straights for that big long straightaway. And now for one of the tips for powering your track. This is to give your track some extra power at your start-finish gate, to give it some help. So what I've done is, on these 2 tracks, they are linked together with the 2 red connecting pins that go on the ends of your track when you connect them together. And what I've done is I've used an old lamp, so that's about 16 gauge wire, and I have one of them shoved in. The track underneath here on the rail is hollow, so I have a piece of wire stuffed in here that leads all the way over to the rail here, and then another wire here that leads to the rail there, a wire here that leads to the rail there, and a wire here that leads to that rail. This gives the power going through your tracks an extra crossed boost this way to provide even electricity flow throughout the rest of your track. Now you may ask, where do you put these power jumpers? Now I have one here just because of this track, using it to as your start-finish gate, extra additional gate for placing your cars. So at each race we place it right behind the dot here, and then the secondary car would be there for the 6 players. Now that's just behind the start-finish gate, but I do have another one of them where these rubber tires are, and that is exactly, well, more or less at the 50% mark of this track. So there it is there, and as you can see, there's still all that section over there till you get to that one there, and then there's this section here until it gets to there. And again, it is that same formula for the wires, which is one here going to there, that one there going to there, that one going to there, and this one going to there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that look at Donnybrooke, and I hope it really helps you build your own track. Now, if you would like to see us race this track, check it out here. And if you would like to see some of our other track races in this series, they are here, here, and here. And these will be free to you to watch on our regular official Monster Hobbies YouTube channel. So thank you again for supporting us in the track build part, and we look forward to your continued patronage and support.